Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried.
What are you worried about?
You strike me as a villain.
A villain?
In the sense that...
Is it the glasses?
No. Okay. There has to be a big plan around this, right?
Because you're doing so many things.
Yeah, so when people do like many things, usually I'm like, all right, this is how they relate. And to you, I can't make sense of it. You want to teach the fish to build you a spaceship to go to Jupiter. What exactly are you, like, what's the grand plan?
It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life. It's 9 to life.
Killing the game.
Oh, it's recording.
Okay.
We're waiting for
the
9 to life, episode 7.
And action.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the 9 to Life podcast. I'm your host, Lesejo. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Bonesile.
What's up, bud? What's up, bud? Killing the game. I'm so.
Are you good, my brother?
You know, like, I'm focused. Which one's my camera? Okay, I'm focused on my camera over there. So there's little side hands there. I don't know. You're giving me cocaine. Hey, we've got our guest today, Mr. Audrit Maenetja. Am I saying it right, sir?
Yeah, no,
you know, I've got a deep fear of messing up people's surnames because it's when someone messes up my surname, it just really
which is so simple though.
Yeah, but just
Magidi.
Anyways, thank you so much for your time, sir, for another installment of 9 to Life. And thank you as well for making it this far. If this is your first episode, please go back to all the others, see where we come from, see how we've been killing the game
and grinding
with amazing people. You know, what are you doing, sir? What is this amazing thing that you're doing?
You mean at the moment?
at any moment.
You can start wherever's comfortable. Start at the beginning, start at the end, start in the middle.
Yeah, okay. Currently, I'm busy with a project to get the trains running.
Okay.
I'm sure you are aware in the news, there was vandalism that went on for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we are rebuilding back. The project is worth billions.
So, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't know we were sitting with money here.
Yeah, so now I have to put my phone on flight mode because calls will be coming.
Yes, man.
Yeah. So
fixing the trains on flight mode. You were just
so I'm actually a project manager, so it's doing like 10 substations now, and then rebuilding the line of over 50.
Jeez.
Yeah. So after then, that's the phase one. So after that, then we move on to phase 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based on what you said now, it's safe to assume that you work with electricity.
Yes. Actually, I work with everything.
Oh, or not just electricity.
How do you work with electricity when there's no electricity? Like, what are you doing?
That's where I wanted to get.
Like, what is it?
When there's no electricity, what are you doing?
You're not the end user.
Yes.
You are like the end user. So even there, I'm like the end user.
You're also the end user.
So we are all.
You feel our pain.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So when there is no power, then we have to go to the backup power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to create it if no one is creating it for us.
Lovely. Thank you for that intro. I think it's a nice jumping off point. Our podcast is called 9 to Life. It focuses on 9 to 5 as well as your life. So before we get to, the big shot billionaire, project manager that's managing 50 coal stations. I don't know what you're managing. Before we get to that, can you tell us who you are, where you grew up, what your family structure was like, siblings, schools that you went to? Just give us a brief glimpse of the person that you are.
Okay, I won't reveal all the information.
That's fine, whatever you're comfortable with.
But you said this is episode number 7, eh?
We stopped counting.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, because I thought maybe it's matching with, I'm number 7.
Wow.
So I thought maybe teaching.
Okay, I also have a 7 somewhere here.
Yeah.
Even Manchester United loves 7.
Yeah, no, I'm from
Please, guys, don't traumatize us. Can you see what this is?
Oh yeah,
What's
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway, continue. So
yeah, no, I'm from rural Limpopo. I
Okay.
don't know if you know the town called Palabora.
Yes.
Called the land of
It's very hot there.
Yeah, it's called the land of 2 summers.
Oh,
The land of always summer.
yeah.
You go there in winter with your jackets. You'll only wear them in the morning.
You live there. Yeah.
By the day you'll take them off. So even in winter, I'm always like this.
Like this.
So you see, when I'm here in Gauteng, I'm being tortured. Like, I want to wear like this. Yeah.
And now you have to wear jackets and coats and scarves and all these things.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then I came to Gauteng when 17 years ago.
Okay.
To study.
Okay.
Electrical engineering at the University of Pretoria.
Lovely.
Yeah. And then I wanted to study mechanical.
Yes.
But then I changed into electrical engineering.
Because you found out it was not about fixing cars, ne?
No, I still like to fix cars.
Oh, good.
I still want to do that.
Oh, you
fly aeroplane.
Are you doing it or you're going to do it?
Remember, you can't do all of them. So
okay,
yeah,
lovely.
Yes.
And then you spoke about aeroplanes.
Yeah.
Hey, this man is high ambition.
What are you doing?
Currently.
Like, what are you doing there? Like aeroplane related things.
You see my, okay, it sounds like a crazy dream, ne?
Yes.
I don't know if you know Jupiter, the planet Jupiter.
Yes.
I've heard of it.
That's the one with the rings. No, that's Saturn.
No,
Saturn is the one with the rings. Jupiter's the big one.
I always call it my home. So one day I would like to fly there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you are building a spaceship?
Not yet.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. So you go back to your your story. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
You grew up in rural Limpopo, Palabora. Yes.
So you see, in my second year,
yes,
there was this course, project management. Then when I was doing it, I realized, no, man, I actually want to be a project manager. But over time,
yes,
it changes. So there are too many things as I go along on my career.
Yes.
Then I realized, no, man, at some point I realized I needed to be a lawyer. So now I'm studying law. I'm in my 3rd year now. And then at some point I realized I wanted to be a farmer. So it seems like I want to be everything. So I actually...
this guy doesn't want the AI to take any of his jobs.
Yeah,
He's doing all the jobs.
When people are like,
so when the AI comes to...
Would your job be at risk?
Moves to law.
Yeah. So I actually have a farm, aquaponics farm. I don't know if you know what aquaponics is.
No, tell us, please.
No,
we might know it, but some people at home might not know.
I'm farming fish there, tilapia from the local river there in Limpopo.
Okay.
I'm farming tomatoes.
Okay.
I have chili there, green peppers. So I left the farm to come and do project management this side. But
jeez,
actually, I started my farming after my retirement. So I retired.
Okay. Wait, so you are a retiree as we are speaking now?
I'm a former retiree. Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me though, do you think project management makes it easier for you to dabble in all of the, because it's a skill that is needed when you're running a podcast? You need project management.
Don't we know?
You know.
Yes,
you know when you're doing anything.
I wanted to give you advice on time management. When I got here.
Listen, we are always there.
So all these books are not helping.
No, there is no book. I'll tell you, a book, it's a guideline.
Okay.
There are many books which are a guideline. So there is no book that will ever help you completely. You will need to be there in the field in order to learn. There are many things which are not in the book. But you'll see a project running. You don't know what it took to get the project where it is. You'll never find it in the book.
Sure.
And even if I were to write a book, I will never write it in a book.
You can't.
Because
It's just some
You need
implicit
to
things that
find it when you are there.
existing. I love what you're talking about now, and I think it's important for our viewers at home as well to say, in as much as school and book education is important, you only really get to be an engineer once you do the practical work.
Yeah.
You can do a master's, do a PhD, but until you're on the field, you're not really an engineer. It's all theoretical to you. Talk some more about that, and then how it looks like in your.
You are actually an engineer on paper, so I'll give you an example.
Yes.
So you see at university,
Yes,
we do mostly theoretical work, and then if you go to colleges,
yes,
I think also technical colleges,
yes,
that's where you actually do most of the practical work.
there we go.
But you'll see when you go into the industry, because the one who goes to university will be a superior to the one who went to the University of Technology or a college. But those ones are actually the ones who know how to do the work.
How to do the work.
But the one who takes the responsibility is the one we actually call people from university engineers. So we don't call from University of Technology or college, we don't call them engineers. So an engineer, but you'll find a mix-up in the industry, but an engineer is defined by EXA as the one from
university.
Because that's the one who takes more responsibility. But even the ones from technical responsibility of some sort.
As they grow in their careers.
Yes.
So that's an interesting point, actually. Just to ask, coming from university, being seen as more superior as people who technically are more experienced than you, walking into those fields at your first job or your second one, how did you handle that, the power dynamics of that?
Yeah, I don't want to say from university you are superior, or I view that as being superior. Yeah, so I'll say it's a matter of responsibility. So from university you actually have more responsibility, but you still have to be trained. So you get there, you become an engineer in training. You'll find people who've been working there, even though by position, I don't like the word superior, by position you are higher, but they will be teaching you the work, because you'll be there learning from there. So as an advice, let's say you are from university, you don't get there and think you are superior. Yeah. So you get there, become humble, learn as much as you need. But in the end, you are not going to be the one who's going to be doing that job. But you still have to know
you need to understand
what they are doing. Yes, because when it's decision-making time, an engineer comes, you have to make that decision.
And you need to understand all the variables in that environment for you to be able to make an effective decision. Wow, that's lovely. So take us through what your career path looks like. So you studied electrical engineering at UP. What was your first job? And then what were you doing? Second job. You did speak about project manager, which is what you are today. So from your undergrad all the way to where you are today.
Okay. Now, after graduating,
yes,
I worked as an engineer in training.
Okay.
Which is a program for 2 years. Those programs are still there in the company.
So it's like for lawyers, they do their LLB and then they do articles. Something similar for engineers. Okay.
Yeah. So you are a trainee engineer. So at that time, you go through all the process of training. So they teach you all what you need to know in order for you after the training. Then you can be able to assume that role. So it differs with different companies, because if you go to the mines, you'll be exposed to different things. You go to the railway industry, different things. So it's never the same, because even as an engineer, insurance companies, they can hire you to be like their assessor. You see when buildings burn from substations blowing up, you go there and assess and check if whether it was negligence or not. So you still have to understand what it takes for the electrical network to operate.
Yeah.
So then after my training, 2 years later, I was given a choice whether I needed to choose whether I continue being an engineer or I become a project manager.
Your dream, your first dream.
Yes.
And what factors did you look at for you to be able to make that decision?
I remember I made the decision in my second year.
Oh, it was already done.
A long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't even a choice for you. It was simple.
It was already decided. So when it got there, I realized, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. And I just chose project management. Then I remember some tried to discourage and said, maybe I need to learn first the technical side of engineering. But when I've decided, I decided. I didn't know I was getting myself into too much stress.
And what has that stress done for you, for your career? Has it helped? Are you better able to manage stress just generally in your life? How did that affect you?
I don't know. You know, I can't really testify for myself.
Okay.
Maybe if there was too much stress, I'll let someone be the one saying, testifying for me how I handle
how you handle stress.
Because remember, if I do it for myself, I'll be biased. So I can say no. I think I'm good. You might find that. Maybe I'm shouting at people. I don't see it because of the same stress. So you see. So I'll never know. I'll need a mirror to look.
Team sizes. How big are the numbers of people that you manage? And how do you deal with managing different personalities in there? You know, how do you do?
That's the interview question if I've ever heard one.
You know, in my first project, after my training, it was easier. Okay, I don't want to say it was easier because I didn't have much experience. So it gets tougher with each project you go to. So those were like a single substation. And then I was given a project that was already running, but it was 2 years late. So the dynamics, even though they felt like they were difficult, but if I'm comparing it to what I'm doing now, I'll say that was nothing.
Child's play.
So you see. So like currently, like I said, the project runs for 50 kilometers. And it passes different areas, community issues. So other areas I have to go and address the communities, and you need to address them in their language. Some areas you go there, you speak English, they don't listen. So you are forced to address them in their language. So in the end, you end up learning that language, even though you are not going to be perfect with it. But you must learn and continuously engage because, the communities around the project, they stop projects and so on. And on top of that, then you still have to please the client. The client you are delivering for.
Your principals.
They'll be calling and looking for progress and so on. You need to be updated, and sometimes you can't be up to date with everything because also now you are working with other superiors. They also want something which they see as the priority.
Everyone thinks their thing is a priority.
The workers, they see
my thing is number one.
So from the workers, they see them working and getting their wages as a priority. So I always call a project, people think project manager is like manager, but I call it's like you are a football. You are in the middle, trying to please everyone. You are not really a true manager in the true sense.
In the sense of the word,
You're a referee.
You're not even a referee. You are there to make sure that all the stakeholders are
happy.
Yes. And you need to understand your stakeholders. That you can learn from a book. stakeholder management. They can teach you.
Yes.
You can get the theory, but you will learn the practical part of it when you got there.
Real life.
And then mental health, like what does that do to you? Like,
I don't know.
Like
Maybe
mental health.
I'm seeing like I'm developing some gray hair, so I'm not sure. It's too early for.
We will edit them out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're ready.
No, you're saying something important, and it touches on what you were saying earlier about some things you won't find in the book.
Yeah.
Because when you go study engineering, I don't know, because I've never studied engineering, but I doubt they tell you about you need to learn how to manage communities and expectations and stuff like that, right? They'll tell you X plus Y is MC squared. What are the things? E equals MC squared. They'll tell you those things, and that's what they'll teach you.
Yeah.
But these things you actually learn when you're on the field.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. So yeah, you then went into project management, and how long have you been in that field?
I'd say 7 years now.
7 years. The team of 7 is coming through.
and you know, okay, like earlier I said, you can't testify for yourself, but I feel like someone once testified, because I thought that's how it's supposed to be when I started.
Okay.
The pressure that I received at the time when I started. Then I remember my project director at the time, he said, no, like it seems like you are receiving a baptism of fire with every project you get. It's unlike other project managers, because maybe the type of things that you do, usually they will do them spread over 7 years.
Yeah.
Within 6 months, I must have done certain things and have delivered on certain things. Things in a time period of 7 years.
Yeah.
7 to 15. Some people never learn certain things. Even when they were working for 10 years. You see.
Yeah. And that has obviously helped you in your career to progress.
Yeah, and I'm still learning even now. So maybe if you talk about from your question about how do you handle the mental health. There is a movie. Can mention the movie, ne?
No.
Okay.
Mention it.
Movies are fine.
There is a movie called the Bridge of Spies.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's about the
Bridge of Spies now.
Yeah, there was this other spy, a Russian spy caught by the Americans, based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
So that guy was tried, and if found guilty, he was gonna be taken to the electric chair. So what happened is,
of course, electrical engineering must be somewhere.
I think that's why I watched the movie. It's like, they don't use gas, electric chair. It's our time now.
Yeah, so you see, and then his lawyer was representing him, had a question for him, because he asked him 3 times. One was, do you know you're gonna go to the electric chair if they find you guilty? And then he said, all right.
That's fine.
So then the lawyer asked, are you not worried? Then he said, would it help? Wow. So with the mental health, if you worry, is it going to help you? If it's not going to help you, why do you worry? So that line, because I remember he asked him 3 times. So that line, I use it all day. Whenever I start worrying, I start, would it help? Then I stop. Stop worrying.
Just a little bit of do you think working in a male-dominated field makes it for you to admit when the job gets too hard? Because I'm sure that over 90% of the people in your team are men. And how do you go to another man and say, hey, Shabu, I feel very suicidal. I've got this pressure and that pressure. Do you think that is, or do you see you guys having more and more of these conversations? Are you aware of the mental health of the people in your team? And is it something that you guys prioritize?
I wouldn't say that happens often. Maybe it does, but usually sometimes maybe if I see like someone is not coping, if I feel like, remember, a feeling, it's my feeling, it's how I see things. They may be coping, using their own coping methods.
Yeah.
But I would go to them and ask if they are fine or not, if they need rest and things like that. But with myself, I think I have my own ways. I can't go to someone and say and request or talk to someone in order to get help from them. So I don't do that. I remember even at university, when course was chowing, in so they recommended the psychologist there, and you go there, psychologist sits there and they're busy looking at me in the eye. I didn't like that, so I never went there again. I went once and I never returned for the next session.
Okay. So yeah, you told us a lot about your project management career, right? What else keeps you occupied since you have all these skills? I think you mentioned a few, but maybe we want to do a deeper dive into some of the things that you are interested in and you want to do and are planning to do. I know one of them is to fly to Jupiter.
Yeah.
Maybe mention a few more, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Earlier, I'm sure did I mention that I've been over the course of my career, I've been realizing I need to do this. I need to do this.
Do this again?
No, like to go into a different path.
Yeah, you mentioned
if I'm electrical, then I realize, okay, I need project management. And later on, I realize I need to be a farmer.
Yes.
And another thing that I always loved, let's say when I was still at university, I used to go to schools during the holidays, offer extra lessons.
Wow,
and
teach. Big.
So in the end, like last year, I ended up completing my PGCE, which is like
what does that stand for the people at home?
Yeah, PGCE, postgraduate certificate in education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do that if you already have a 4-year degree.
4-year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This man is like 5 guests in one.
Yeah. So now we're interviewing a teacher. We're gonna get into the farming soon.
Yeah. So after my retirement, actually, in 2021, last year, I was doing that.
Okay.
Doing my practicals at the schools, while at the same time I was doing my aquaponics farming.
Wait, so you actually did the teaching itself? You didn't just complete the certificate? Or you
have to go to the school and do the practical.
Oh, you went to school to complete the certificate.
Like the ones who are doing the degree from the 4-year one.
Okay, and how was that? Do you still love teaching or those kids?
Yeah,
are they great?
You
those
know,
kids can kill your dreams.
Teaching it depends on the definition. I realize that they are different definitions of teaching.
Yes.
So teaching is like teaching. I go there in class, prepare the content.
Yeah.
Then you teach.
Yeah.
That is the one I loved.
Oh, hey, everything else.
The other things I realized, this is too much. But now I've been doing project management.
Yeah.
So I realize now that as a teacher, you need to be a project manager.
Project management isn't everything. Everything.
I think that's why it's important to even do a short course, even if it's on Udemy, on this, because you're going to need it with everything that you had to do. So how did you use it in class?
Yeah, it's like the learners are different stakeholders.
Yeah.
Then you have teachers as different stakeholders.
Yeah.
So you just have to apply stakeholder management. Like when you are doing a project, then you have, in a project we will have, and then we have the skilled workers.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so with the locals, they're like learners in class. I'm not saying they are kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying they're like learners in class.
Yes.
You see.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to manage locals delicately, just like you manage learners.
Mm-hmm.
And with learners, you become hard. You think you are fixing something.
Mm-hmm.
Not all learners you can discipline them with like hard discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So you need other ways. So you adapt. So you see with stakeholder management, you have to adapt to each stakeholder. You might find a certain undisciplined class, then you'll need to change your tactics. You might not know them at the time, but you must you need to observe and then develop a tactic now to discipline a certain class. So I went to 2 schools, and then I went to different classes. One, you would struggle. You would want to give up teaching as you are starting now. But I realized now, no, it's not something. You know, there is a certain quote that says, "It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first." So it was my first when I was going there. So obviously it will be difficult. So and then over time you'll learn to adapt. And then it becomes easier. You see, it's like climbing a mountain. When you get to the top, it becomes easier. So, but as you are starting, you think, no, man, this thing is too difficult. But you just need to push. You see.
I'm a bit worried.
What are you worried about?
You strike me as a villain.
A villain?
In the sense that...
Is it the glasses?
No. Okay. There has to be a big plan around this, right?
Because you're doing so many things.
Yeah, so when people do like many things, usually I'm like, all right, this is how they relate. And to you, I can't make sense of it. You want to teach the fish to build you a spaceship to go to Jupiter. What exactly are you, like, what's the grand plan? Or are you just someone who is diverse? Who
has a lot of interest.
Yeah, who has a lot of interest and is actually... puts action into them. Are you just someone who has a lot of initiative, or is there like a grand plan in all of this?
Okay. I regard myself as a generalist. Like
love that.
Most things we can talk. Let's say if we talk historical, I'll know something maybe in history. Maybe we talk about they call it the World War II. I call it European War. So
Europe, Asia, America. That's it.
Yes.
So why are we in there? I like that.
So it's something we talk about that one. I'll have some knowledge. We talk about geopolitics. Maybe what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in the South China Sea, who's trying to influence what and where. I'll have like some general idea of what's happening. Even maybe if something things that I have more interest in, I will have even more information than I would say maybe most politicians. Because at some point I was also in
wanted to be a politician. So this guy wants to take over the world.
He's either a professional 30 seconds player or a villain.
He wants to take over the world. I think I see it now. You even studied politics.
No, I think you know there is I'll keep on quoting sayings.
Just as a video,
what they define luck as luck.
Preparation.
When opportunity meets preparation. So you never know what type of opportunity is gonna come. Then I might be prepared for most of these opportunities when they
come. With your 20
without even
CV.
knowing. Okay.
And then elephant in the room. We're in studio now. The lights are on. We're shining. We're happy. We had to check a schedule before that. And we all know why. There's the big looming Eskom elephant. What is your take on that? What is going on? Because I don't understand it. Is it being looted? Is it a skills problem? What is going on?
Okay. Look, in my opinion, I think the looting of SOEs has been there And it's not only now under our current government. It has been happening for many years, and it doesn't only happen here in South Africa. It happens everywhere. So just that the only problem is that when there are I'll call them smart looters. So in some countries, they know how to loot. They will deliver the services. You'll see America when they loot through their wars globally. But what are they doing? The individuals are looting through those companies which are manufacturing weapons, but they are going internationally to get the resources they need for their own country. You see. And then we have in Africa or in South Africa, people who become politicians. Then they don't know why they went there to become. Their main aim to go there is to become rich. You see. So then instead, because I've come across many such incidents, you'll find that maybe people negotiate with politicians, and then not even politicians, even people in these companies which are owned by government. Then they will those people, maybe if it's a budget of, let's say, 10 million, then they have an agreement with you that, okay, we give you this contract, 10 million, but you're going to give us 6 million. But the road, maybe if you're constructing a road, it's going to cost, let's say it's going to cost 4 million.
To be done properly.
But remember, if you are a contractor, you want to realize some profit.
You have to.
Then what do?
You cut
You
corners.
do 2 million.
Then I've seen some memes. They say, thousands of years before engineers, they show a road which was constructed with stones. Then they show our roads with potholes. It's you don't blame engineers there. You blame politicians. And people who are cutting corners. So then instead of using the quality material for the road, then what do? You find some cheap one. Maybe you don't mix properly. Then because that contractor wants to realize profit, and then that road over time it rains. After a year, the trucks pass there, cars pass there, and then you find now there is no road anymore. You would rather pass on the outside where there is no road. The road
is so bad.
Worse than
I've driven on a road like that. That's west.
Yes.
So I think even Trevor Noah once made a joke. Like if they give you 10 houses to build, you steal all of them. Why not steal 9? Why not steal one? Steal one and then build 9. You think one person will have? I'm not saying people should steal, but
but if you're gonna steal, steal 1 out of 10.
Deliver the services. Deliver the services.
So the problem is, according to your opinion, which you said, the people that are looting are just doing it in a not so smart way. That's the root cause of what we are seeing now.
Problem, I would say, it's people want to get rich. They want to buy cars.
Yes.
And then, you know, when you buy liabilities like cars, even some houses are liabilities, even though, you know, some books, they tell you houses are an investment.
I think we must start hiding our books.
Like we're trying something, but it's not working. We apologize for spending.
So you're saying these people are caught up in their day-to-day life.
Yes.
Cars.
Sometimes it's not even that. Like show-offs. Like I want people to see me driving in a nice car. And you know, nice cars, especially the nicest ones, are too much of a liability.
Like the one that you are driving.
And then you realize later that to maintain the same car, you need more tenders now. And then what does it lead to? It leads to more looting and more looting and more fighting, and you fight people because now you want to maintain.
You have to maintain. You started it now.
Because it's gonna be very difficult now to go where you were. If you were walking, you would continue walking, taking a taxi without a problem. You are used to it. It's your life. But now you get used to a certain. Maybe you are used to driving a certain beast. Then now you have to downgrade and go down. You think how are you gonna? But it's. People fail to understand. There is a saying, adapt or die. You just need to adapt again. It's not going to be a problem. You adapt and then you get used to it, and then
it's easier. To take it's no longer like a big step for you. Incrementally getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
I see.
And within a few months, you would have adapted.
Remember what John said in his episode? Hey, and he said a lot of things.
Watch the John episode, by the way. If you want,
So he said that there are some people who are defined by the things that they have, by the material things that you have. So you're Lesego with everyone knows that you have nice Adidas, nice sneakers, by the way. You have nice sneakers all the time, you know. And because your assets become your personality trait.
You don't even know who you are.
You have nothing, you know. So these politicians, even some engineers, they are pressing us in the nightclub. By the way,
those are from the mines.
No,
the mining.
They're the mining,
And we're actually having a mining engineer.
We have a mining engineer.
In about 2 weeks, I think we have a mining engineer.
We have a mining engineer. Yeah.
So we'll ask her these questions. You are saying they are the ones that are popping bottles in the club.
They get too much money.
You're not popping bottles.
We should.
You.
No, I'm farming. I told you.
Your
I'm caring for my fish. It's gonna care for my fish.
So anyways, these people are defined by the parties they throw, the Durban July, the whatnot. So are you saying that all these other problems, the things that are breaking down, are those also real problems? Are these things that actually exist, or is it there's been talks of sabotage, and the problem is reading these things written by people who are not engineers, telling people who are not engineers, we don't actually get the full story. What is going on? I was actually joking last time on Twitter, saying that can they just of these things and then live stream them, then we can just tell them press Allah, don't Salah, you know. But what's that?
Okay. I think in every lie there is some element of truth.
Okay.
So I think partly maintenance of we are talking about the substations, power stations, partly maintenance, but always politics plays a role. So in my opinion and my assessments from what I've been following is that
and your political studies.
Chase you for God.
They actually accepted me on that, just
on the basis.
What happens is, let's say when you have a current government now, and then from that government, maybe there was no maintenance for some time. But now, let's say that government starts the maintenance, and then you see that, okay, load shedding now it's disappearing. You remember at some point it disappeared. And it got worse when there was a change of government. So politics plays a role, because now the other one comes, because in politics there is greed. So when the other ones come, then they realize, no, but this one has started the first steps for us to continue with this. Now it was busy fixing it. So let's not fix it. Let's continue what happened from the previous one. Because you see, you start something, you don't fix certain things, you don't maintain. Then you reach a point where you say, no, man, let me start fixing. But the next one comes, He comes while you are fixing, then he said, no, I'm going to continue from where you made the U-turn in order to push my own agenda. It's politics in the end. So you see the current agenda, from what I see, is the push for renewables. And, you know, renewables cannot, there is what we call a base load.
Yes.
A base load, it's like there is a certain demand that you have to supply every day, and it can only be sustained by coal.
Currently in South Africa. You're saying this is the standard.
Coal and nuclear, like France, 80% of their power is from nuclear.
Oh, wow.
So coal and nuclear, they can sustain the base supply. So you bring in solar for the whole country. Look how the country is big. You can have solar, maybe a mini solar grid for your home. It can work, but you cannot have a reliable supply, even with batteries, for the entire country. Because how many batteries are you going to need for the entire country?
All of them. And my understanding is that
even practical.
My understanding is that in the renewable sort of setup, the most expensive thing is the battery.
Sorry.
Is this? Are you fine?
Yeah.
So the most
I'm gonna claim for my finger.
No. The most expensive component in those is not the panels, it's not the wiring, it's the batteries.
Yes,
that's true.
It's true. Because I'm in the process of installing one for my home in Limpopo. So
perfect place.
You'll find that
the place with two summers.
You'll find that the batteries, the reliable ones. If you want the reliable ones which will last you years, they are 50% the entire setup. Only the battery, and it's only 4 batteries. Let's say you want 4.8 kilowatts. So it's 4 batteries, 48 volts, 100 ampere hours. Those will cost you upwards of 17,000 for them.
Just the batteries.
The reliable ones. Because there are those who will sell you the other type of batteries, which will do the charging and discharging within 3 months, then you start complaining.
Can you help us maybe what type those are?
The lithium.
What's the lithium?
Yes.
Those are the bad ones. Or those are the good ones. All right. Then the bad ones are there?
It depends. I don't want to say they are the bad ones. It depends what application you're going to use them for.
Okay.
So if you want to be off-grid, you cannot use the lead acid or the gelled batteries. But lithium can last you, the good quality ones, if it's not second-hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So batteries have a lifespan.
Yes.
You can't run on the same batteries for 10 years, for instance.
You can. It depends which type of battery.
Or these lithium ones will last.
Your cell phone uses the lithium battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
But after 2 years, my man, I'm suffering.
After 2 years, like that.
You are always on your phone. That's why. So it depends what you are using your phone for. So if you are draining it, remember what kills a battery is the charging and discharging. Charge, discharge. Charge, discharge.
Okay.
I'll say it's fatigue. Even if I'm sure, even if I always see everything as interconnected. So even if you do certain things over and over again, in the end, what's gonna happen? Okay, by living here on this earth, or you think what will happen to you in the end? You are
so the more you live
into your end. You get a wire, you do this to it.
It's
like charging and discharging in the end.
You know that thing. He knows it.
Is it a generation thing?
Yeah, Cobra. You know Cobra.
Who's Cobra?
Okay, no, it doesn't.
What guys?
What know who Cobra is.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna ask you my favorite question. I need you to not be humble. I need you to.
This might be a long segment. This might be long here.
I need you to brag. What has been your biggest win where you're like, screw it, done, I killed it.
Achievement,
Your
yeah.
biggest achievement, your biggest win. It can be career, it can be life, it can be anything.
It can be both.
Only one rule: don't be humble.
It's still in the making.
This man is taking over the world.
because now if I start saying my biggest achievement, it means I've now limited myself to there. So
today.
It's your biggest today.
Yeah, today.
I have not yet reached my biggest achievement. So you see, when they just that I can't write anywhere.
Yeah.
A graph of everything in life, people, even life, it goes like this, peak, and it goes down.
Yeah.
So I still see myself as someone
climbing.
Not yet there where I'm making a downturn.
Yeah.
So I can't say. Remember what they say. Religious people also, they call it faith.
Yes.
Some say it's energy.
Yeah.
So whatever you say, that's what they say.
Okay.
What do
you say?
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm taking their advice. Remember,
okay.
sometimes you have to take their advice.
Yes.
So whatever you say comes to you. You see. So now if I say this was my biggest achievement, now I'm taking a downturn.
Oh, now you're gonna now you're automatically.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can save it. Let's take out the biggest. Let's talk about some of the wins that you've had in your life. Ones that you are proud of.
At the moment, it ties up with my biggest achievement.
Okay.
So as soon as I reach my biggest achievement, then that's when I'll be proud.
Yeah.
So you'll be proud of
something that I
that you've done.
Yeah.
Hey, this man doesn't want to.
Witchcraft is really
You should not have told them where we are. Now they're listening.
Yeah.
No, I think after we asked that, even though you didn't answer, it's fine. I live with it. We try and sort of give a balanced view. I think self-awareness is one important element that we try and push here at 9 to Life. And with that said,
I'm sorry, can you stop?
Man,
you're talking soft. No, you're talking softer now. So it's like, at church.
Wait. So the question is, ask the question, because I'm going to ask my big question.
All right. So instead of maybe giving us what your biggest wins are, could you maybe tell us what are some of the projects that you have completed that you're proud of? Is that a better way? Can I pull something out of you with that?
Okay.
That's what I asked. Yeah, but I feel like, let's say
clean.
Yeah, I'll say the first project that I was given after my training, it was the construction of a substation. So actually there were two. One was the one which was 2 years overdue. So that substation, we started it from scratch and it was completed in the end, even though I would say it was supposed to have been done within about 11 months, but we took more than a year. Mostly, projects have other dynamics like the rains, the weather affected most things and so on. But I would say I'm happy with that project because after finishing my engineering training and then being introduced to project management, and I have never done project management before, but I was able to get that one from inception to completion.
We got it.
Lovely.
We got it.
That's fine. So, now that we finally got that out of you, thank you for that.
Hey,
what did you get out?
A success.
He's a
win.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give. Okay. So,
Mojo George.
That's my favorite villain. Yeah. Mojo George is the man. With the white boots.
Yeah, with the white boots. With the
we didn't even get into the boots. Anyway.
Those are the white ones.
These ones. No, these ones.
These ones.
Oh, these
white,
ones. It's a Mojo George. So we, in as much as we sort of forced you to think back in your history and think about what worked out for you,
You changed the question.
Sort of, kind of, sort of, but we got there.
We got it.
Think back to a time where things didn't really work out for you, where you did something, and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn. So it either failed or the outcomes are not what you were looking for. Can you tell us maybe what was that thing that when you think back, this was my biggest L, and what was the biggest lesson that came from that?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure maybe which answer to give. Because
the true one, the one that's true. That's the one.
You know when you I'm not sure. You mean in project management or
in life?
In life.
It includes work. It includes, maybe there was a girl that you liked. Yeah. You were like, and then it didn't really work out. If that's what you deem your biggest L, I think the biggest thing that we're trying to get there is what were the lessons that you learned from things not working out, and you can maybe get into what that example was, where things didn't really work out for you. You planned and did and acted and project managed, but the project was like, no, I will not be managed. What is that?
Yeah, I think one thing when I was studying.
Yes.
Okay, you see, from high school. High school, I wasn't studying that much.
Okay.
And then I was passing.
You were farming and teaching and lawyering.
No, not exactly. But in high school and primary, I'm sure most of the time I preferred being alone. But even though I was not studying that much, but I was passing.
Okay.
Then you get to university, it's a different story.
Oh, that's important. Yes.
So I remember now, I'm used to not studying that much. So I got lazy. So it's very difficult to change from being lazy, and now you study every day like you need to. So, yeah. And then I play chess. So I got to university, and then there were guys who were playing chess. So I spent most of my time
playing chess,
banking classes. So I still play chess even now. So
and in movies, all villains play chess.
All villains play chess.
All of them.
Maybe Russian ones. Yeah. Yes. So even at home, I assisted in the forming of the chess club.
The chess club, nice.
Yeah, we're playing in the league, so we'll be playing our games. We played one last year. We'll be playing more games in June.
Oh, lovely.
So chess.
You're a master.
No, I'm not a master.
Oh, okay.
But chess, if you play it long enough, it becomes addictive.
Yes.
So sometimes it can affect other things.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, so it affected my studies.
Oh, okay.
then I wanted round 2 with the LLB. Instead of taking longer, now I need to
finish in the record time.
Yeah. So that's why now the first 2 years are done. Now it's my third year.
Your third year.
Yeah. Continue and get a payback for what I couldn't do that time.
I hear you.
So the lesson is what then? You must learn to prioritize what's important.
No, for me, the lesson is to adapt or die. So if you are in a certain way, I don't think you can easily change yourself. I still play chess even last year when I was studying LLB.
Yeah.
But I found ways to adapt in order to pass.
Yes. Okay. So that's a fantastic lesson.
I can't say change because changing. Maybe you can change gradually, but it will never be as quick as you want because it's gonna take maybe a lifetime or even. So rather adapt yourself. It's you, so you have to learn to adapt to. Like if you need to do something, do it with how you are. You can limit certain things, but you can never change yourself. It's like what your fingerprint. You are your own fingerprint. Can't change it. Just adapt.
Lovely. And okay, this one as we close out our episode, we always ask our guests this. With you is a bit difficult.
Very start.
Hey, whatever you think about, you do. But if you weren't doing all the things that you would, what would you be doing? So I guess to you is, of the 7, 8 things that you are doing now, what is number 9? What else?
I always speak about realities
Yes.
and alternate realities.
Aha.
So
The multiverse of madness.
yeah.
You have a
So
marvelous one in
currently the reality is this.
Mm.
You see now at this moment I'm here.
Yes.
So most of the time I don't want to answer for a different
Reality.
alternate reality because you don't know what would have affected you in that reality. If I took a different path,
Yes.
I don't know what was gonna
Yeah.
on that path. So it becomes very impossible to answer
That question.
on an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We know we're gonna change the question and get it. No, that's why I asked it this way. You are doing 8 things now. I don't know. You counted a lot of things that you're doing. What is number 9 that you haven't told us about? What is the next
Maybe
thing
I'll
that you're doing?
need to remember. You see, even the acting one, I just remember when you were sitting there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
what else do you feel like you still need to do when you think about it? Like, actually, I actually want to be a doctor.
Maybe one thing that if given an opportunity.
Yes. By yourself?
Not by me, by all the dynamics.
Okay.
Because obviously it's me maybe moving in a certain path, but it goes back to luck and when preparation meets opportunity. So if I think, if I don't want to call it luck, let's say one thing I want to do in the end is to, okay.
I don't want to reveal your plans now.
I don't want to live in the future. Like, if I speak something that I want to do,
it's going to happen.
It means now I'm living in the future.
Okay.
You see.
Yeah.
I know.
So, but there are many things I still want to do.
Yeah.
Just that I don't want to reveal it
just yet.
now. And I'm thinking all the dynamics, like what's happening now.
Yeah.
It might be preparing me for what I want to do in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. That one I can accept. That one is yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's our episode, Audrit. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. The nuggets, you dropped a lot of nuggets on this episode, and I'm sure our people at home will have a lot to digest.
Yeah.
In terms of what you share. Closing comments from my co-host?
Nah, Audrit, I think more than anything, what I got from this episode is that we all have the same 24 hours and they all go to Audrit. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode, for giving us another chance to present interesting and wonderful people to you. Another one killing the game, 9 to Life, baby.
Cheers.
Done.
You just gave me a new quote now.
We all have 24 hours.